Indeed, it is a very bright morning. Good morning and welcome to Juma and Goodness Live TV, where truth comes alive and voices matters. Remember, we bring to you the weekly top highlights. And Kenya hits 45 days since the lecturer strike began, with learning across public universities being paralyzed, with the government claiming that learning is ongoing, yet no learning is taking place, with 2 months remaining to end the semester. Remember that these are some of the news that we have prepared for you today. Remember that I am GoodnessFadhili, but in the meantime, let's get our top stories. Kenya hits 45 days since the lecturer strike in public universities began, with students joining the lecturers in the street until payment is done.
Giving you 24 hours. Compensate our injured comrades. Number 2, you have to pay our lecturers so that you are back in class.
Lecturers have dismissed claims that learning is ongoing in some universities, stating that it won't happen until cash 7.9 billion is paid in one installment.
Mgomo unaendelea. Mgomo upo na wako kwenye mgomo kwa sababu wako na nia, wako na sababu na uwezo wa kuendelea nao.
And in matters politics, election in Tanzania has been marred by violence after opposition parties boycotted the election day. Plus, more than 30,000 families in Garissa face severe food and water shortage following a prolonged drought. Thank you, dear viewers, for staying tuned to Juma and Goodness Live TV. Let's begin with our bulletin today. Starting with education matters is that the lecturer strike across public universities in Kenya now hits 45 days, with learning paralyzed across institutions despite government claiming that learning is ongoing in some of the institutions. Technical University of Kenya, which is among the universities counted by the government that learning is ongoing, has conducted their protests in the street, claiming that they will continue with the protests until they are back to class or at home. Student leader of UN also warned the government that if lecturers will not be paid by 29th, they will join lecturers on the street until payment is done.
Giving you 24 hours. Compensate our injured comrades. Number 2, you have to pay our lecturers so that you are back in class. Failure to which on Thursday, comrades, on Thursday, we have a mega demonstration.
And we want to tell the government that if you will not listen to the plights of comrades, if you will not listen to the cries of comrades, the down will be bigger than once.
I want to say that the students are in a state of apalangewa. They cannot even learn. They cannot do anything. We demand to be in class. Too much of peace is dangerous. So we are telling those who don't want to pay our lecturers, we will be on the streets.
Still on matters of education is that lecturers have dismissed claims that learning is ongoing in some universities. They have also said that the strike will not end, stating that they don't fear even if it will go up to next year. They only want to be paid the exact 7.9 billion cash, and they also want the 2025 to 2029 CBA to be negotiated, signed, registered, and even implemented.
KU is on strike. JKU, how many universities are those?
Kenya High are not teaching. And a day school in the village is teaching. You can say learning is going on in secondary schools. Lecturers have blatantly refused that they are not going back to work if the 7.9 billion is not paid at once.
Moving on to matters of politics is that our neighboring country Tanzania have been marred by violence in their elections after opposition parties boycotted the election day. They accused the electoral body for not being fair. This is after the main opposition candidates were disqualified, leaving the incumbent Samia Suluhu Hassan and her party Chama cha Mapinduzi in a very dominant position. In parts of major cities like Dar es Salaam, there were clashes, polling stations attacked and even deserted, and internet services heavily disrupted. And moving on to a sad story is that more than 30,000 families in Garissa are facing severe food and water shortage following a prolonged drought. Speaking at an emergency meeting involving county leaders and stakeholders, Governor Nadif Jama said that the drought has endangered lives of humans, livestock, and even wild animals. He called for the national government interventions. They called for the government support and humanitarian organization intervention before the matters get worse.
The situation of the drought is extremely biting. It's becoming extremely hard for the pastoralist communities and for many settlements. At the moment, we are sounding that 18 of our 30 wards are severely hit, and we are tracking water to more than 200 settlements.
It is a situation that is getting dire, and a lot of support is required so that we safeguard or protect our people, our livestock, and our wildlife. So really, we want to call upon all partners to come in and actively engage so that we are able to alleviate this situation.
And moving on is that the President William Ruto has given amnesty to bandits with illegal firearms to return them to the government before the crackdown to mop them up from the civilians begin. Speaking in Marigat, Baringo County, he also noted his new working relation with KANU chairman Gideon Moi.
Tayari tumeletewa kama wamerejesha bunduki 600. Bado tunajua tuko na bunduki zingine ambazo hazijakuja, ambazo bado zinatuletea matatizo. Mimi nataka niwaambie, tunataka wananchi waishi kwa amani. Tunataka wakulima waendelee na biashara yao na wafugaji. Tunataka watoto wetu wasome, tujenge uchumi, tuendeshe Kenya. Mambo ya vita, mambo ya kupiganisha wananchi, mambo ya insecurity, hiyo maneno nimesema tutakomesha. Tunajua imekuwa hapa kwa miaka karibu 30, but imefika siku ya mwisho, na siku ya mwisho ndio sasa.
Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us up to this moment. We're going to take a short commercial break. But before we go for the break, I can see some of the messages written in our Facebook page. I can see Nessie Wanyonyi from Kitale is saying that indeed the strike is really wasting our children. They're supposed to be by now finalizing the semester. I can also see Chep Kemoi Mukung from Egerton saying no learning is taking place here. The government is saying that we are studying. Remember, dear viewers, you can keep on tweeting your message at our Facebook page at Juma and Goodness Live TV. But in a moment, we are going for a short commercial break.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S25, where power meets perfection. It comes with a stunning 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X display, giving you bright, clear and smooth visuals at 120 Hz. Capture every detail with its 200 megapixel AI-powered camera, even in low light. Powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, it delivers next-level speed, perfect for gaming, streaming and multitasking. With a 500 milliamperes battery, a 45-watt super-fast charging, you stay connected all day. Smart, sleek and built to last, the Galaxy S25 is truly the future in your hands. Samsung Galaxy S25, the power meets perfection.
Welcome back, our dear viewers, to Juma and Goodness Live TV. Moving forward is that Kenya's fight against drug trafficking has intensified after a major interception in the Indian Ocean, about 630 kilometers off the coast of Mombasa. The Kenya Navy, working in collaboration with security agencies, stopped a stateless vessel carrying more than 1 ton of methamphetamine with an estimated value of 8.2 billion shillings. Six Iranian nationals on board were arrested and are expected to be charged as investigations continue to establish the source and the destination of the drugs. The Interior Cabinet CS Kipchumba Murkomen says that the government will publicly destroy the narcotics to send a clear warning to the international cartels that Kenya will not be used as a transit route for illegal substances. This will also mark a major effort to tighten maritime security and to protect the youths from the growing trade of drugs.
We've been conducting an operation codenamed Operation Bahari Safi, where Kenya Navy was able to intercept this suspicious vessel about 630 kilometers east of Mombasa. This has come about with the cooperation of other regional partners that were able to provide very valuable information on the movement of this suspicious vessel.
Moving forward to another sad story is that tension has gripped Tembarare village in Kajiado County following violent clashes that has left at least 5 people nursing injuries and several houses reduced to ashes. The conflict is reported to have erupted as a result of dispute over land use between 2 rival groups, forcing families to flee their homes as armed youths engage in running the battles. The security officers have been deployed to restore calm as investigations in the cause of the violence continues. Kajiado County leaders have also condemned the incidents that have and have further called peaceful coexistence.
Kisema ya kwamba serikali ije ileta amani, sisi hayo tu. Ningeomba serikali ije iingilie ndio tujue ni nani ana makosa.
Let's hope so that the people of Tambarare village will soon find their peace. And moving forward is that concerns are deepening as the search for the missing Kenyan activists Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo enters the 4th week. The 2 went missing in Kampala, Uganda, where they are reported to be allegedly abducted, and the efforts to trace them have so far yielded no results. The human rights defender says the silence surrounding their disappearance is deeply worrying, calling it a violation of fundamental freedoms and cross-border human rights cooperation. The human rights groups had recently petitioned diplomatic missions to urgently intervene, saying the activists' health and safety could be at risk after nearly a month in unknown detention.
Informal sources indicate that the two's health has begun to deteriorate, probably as a result of torture and inhuman treatment for more than 25 days in detention without access to consular, legal, or medical services.
Moving forward to our last news, which is health matters, is that the government have been urged to review the operation of the Social Health Authority by ensuring timely disbursement of funds that provide reliable health care that particularly benefits vulnerable groups like the elderly and people with disabilities. This comes in after reports that some citizens have been avoiding hospitals due to inefficiencies within the new health scheme during the free medical camp and food donation drive organized by the Alekas Foundation at Gitweka Primary School in Murang'a County. Stakeholders claim that delayed payment of medical bills by the SHA hinders access to medical services.
Bilangu kwa serikali ni hakikishe saa inaendelea na inafanya kazi. Juu leo nimegundua pande ya Murang'a kuna shida mingi sana ya ugonjwa na ni ugonjwa mbalimbali. Tukiangalia hata watu wengi tumekuja kuhudumia. Magonjwa zingine ukienda kupimwa ni shilingi 100 na unapata huyo mtu hawezi pata hiyo 100 juu hata cha kukula ana. Ningeomba serikali iangalie sana mambo na ugonjwa na itilie maanani.
Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us up to this time. This brings us to the end of our news bulletin. But before we end, I'm going to read some of the messages that are still tweeting in our Facebook page. I can see Islin Zuch from Bungoma saying that the Interior CS efforts to curb drug trafficking is really a great effort because drug addiction is one among the major issues that are facing youths in our country today. I can also see Viona from Meru is saying that let justice prevail for our missing activists in Uganda. I can also see Lillian Ajema from Bungoma saying that I have really enjoyed the bulletin, but the problem is that the strike is really annoying. Eating without studying is not good at all. Remember, dear viewers, you can keep on tweeting your messages at Juma and Goodness Live TV. Keep following us if you have not followed us. Remember also we have a YouTube channel still under the name Juma and Goodness Live TV. Remember to keep safe, stay informed and stay updated. Remember that I have been your host, GoodnessFadhili. Until next time, stay safe. Have you ever wondered why some people's skin stays smooth and fresh no matter the weather? The secret is simple. Daily care with Nivea lotion, trusted by millions around the world for healthy and glowing skin. Nivea's Deep Moisture Serum penetrates up to 10 layers deep into the skin, keeping it hydrated for up to 48 hours. No dryness, no dullness, just smooth, soft skin all day long. It is also dermatologically tested, perfect for all skin types, including sensitive skin. It comes also in different variety. For confidence that shows on your skin, choose Nivea lotion. Deep moisture, real care every day, because you deserve skin that feels good and looks great.